What is the most overhyped piece of dating advice and why?
I would say don't do it.
Don't do what?
Don't date.
Don't date. Okay, just full stop.
Just go strict to what you came here to do, which is sex. And then take it from there.
Okay, so work backwards.
Exactly.
Summarize the London dating scene in one word.
Anal.
Anal?
Yes.
Why anal?
Everyone is very touchy. Yes.
Okay,
And we need to relax.
Who was your first celebrity crush / sexual awakening?
I think it was... Have you ever watched the Cocoon movies?
These no.
Yeah, from the 80s. I don't remember the name, but it was an actor from the 80s, and he was very muscular with a hairy chest.
All of your exes had to agree on giving you a tattoo somewhere on your body. Where would that be?
It will
and
be,
what would it say?
Yeah, it will be on my ass, and it will say bottom.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
Favorite drag queen?
RuPaul Charles. And she tell us to work, girl. And that's what we're doing.
Which celeb do we need to see in drag?
Maybe Donald Trump.
Why do we need to see him in drag?
Wow. Because it will give us perspective.
What would he look like?
He will look like the most showgirl from Las Vegas with like all the glittery and high boots. And I think he will have fun and he will understand what it's like to be
The life of a showgirl.
and queer.
I love your jacket.
It's couture,
Couture. Where is it from?
vintage.
Okay. So, fair enough. We love vintage. We love the circular economy. So, today's guest is Miguel. Do you want to say hi to the camera?
Hello everyone. Hello world.
Okay. So, we actually met when we were doing the radio together, right?
Yeah.
And you are just such a fun, sparkly, like
Gay.
bright, gay, like person that we needed to get on the podcast because you say it how it is.
Yeah, I think it's the Latino DNA in me that we just say how it is.
You know the radio place that we did our radio show on? You know,
Yeah.
it's a swingers hotel.
Oh my God, I'm so happy you mentioned this because, okay, long story short, I said to my ex-work colleague that they needed to do the Christmas party there. Can we mention the hotel name?
Yeah, Mama
Oh,
Shelter.
Do you think we're going to get sued?
Mama Shelter is known as a swingers hotel. If you go in there, they'll have the merch on the stands that you can buy if you want, similar to Hard Rock Hotel. And they literally have like dildos on display sometimes. And then when you book a room, they have masks in the room. They have special railings for swingers. What else do they have? They have mirrors on the ceiling in some of the rooms. They indiscreetly brand themselves as a swingers hotel. It's not even like a secret.
Right. So this colleague from work, from my ex-work, she was like, no, we cannot do it there because it's full of prostitute. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And then I started to see like little indications that maybe the hotel is very sex focused. And now you're saying that to me. I'm so innocent. I will never guess. Like swinger hotel, and we're doing the radio show there. I love it. It's very late at night.
So for the longest time, I thought you were Spanish, but you're not. You're Chilean.
Yeah, a lot of people think that I'm from Spain, but actually I'm from Chile, and which means that yes, I'm Latino. But unfortunately, I don't like chili. I'm not a spicy food person. Twist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So how is sex viewed in Chile? Like, what's the culture around sex? Because when you come to the UK, there's a bit more of a frigid energy, isn't there? There's a bit more people with their top buttoned, you know.
Wow, Heidi, I would say that Chile is the most conservative country in South America. And I come from a very conservative city. So conservative that my mom seen my Instagram it was kind of like a little issue because I might be just, wearing little clothes when I do some go-go dancing for the meat party. So
The meat party.
Meat party, yeah.
Okay. Meat or mate?
Meat.
Meat. Okay. What's a meat party?
Meat party is just like go-go dancings, adults on Superstore with very good disco music.
Okay.
And house. So I come from a very conservative background, and even now that I'm in my 40s, for fuck's sake, talking with my mom about what I have to put on my Instagram, my mom is like, well, if you come back to Chile and you want to be part of having a job in the government, people will hunt you down for what you did in your past. And like you're coming from a very like Christian conservative background. And I was like, I'm 40 years old and I live in London. I can do whatever I want. So it's yeah. I think Chile needs more sex, and they need to open up more because it's super close-minded.
That's really interesting because when you go to South America, they have a stereotype of Latin lover, right? That you're very free, you're very open with sex. Sex is a bit more of it can be more of a casual thing, right? Especially when you look towards places like Europe that have like a big Protestant history and religion heavily on that. That's really surprising that you said that it's quite conservative. Even in Santiago, is it still conservative? Or is there kind of more of a gay community there in Barrio Bella Vista?
Oh, wow. You have done your homework, girl. Bella Vista. Yes. Santiago, it's a little bit more open because it's a capital, but Chile in general is a very conservative country. And yes, generally, if you go to South America, you will think of Argentina, you will think of Brazil, you will think about Colombia or any Latin American country, And yes, that happens, but Chile is just very close-minded country. And it's very unfortunate because I always say that there is a perception that Chile is kind of trapped because you have the full Pacific Ocean in front of you. You have these massive mountains, which is Los Andes. On the south, you have Antarctica. And in the north, you have the Atacama Desert. So it's kind of like psychologically, we're a little bit trapped from everything, and that is not helpful.
What's the weather like?
The weather, it's very different because it's so long and it crosses so many, I think it's at latitude or like, I don't know, like you go down because at the north you will have like very dry weather because it's closer to the Ecuador. But then if you go down, it's very rainy and very cold and very green. So, yeah.
So it's interesting. You grow up in this conservative family and the country feels conservative. And I guess, you're gay from a young age. How do you navigate that going through that environment and coming out and that process?
Wow. It's a very good question because I think my journey was very silent. And I only started to go into gay places when I moved out of that city. And then I went to Valparaiso. That is, it's kind of like the San Francisco of Chile. And I was studying there, and there was more culture, there was more openness, there were more like queer places. And I had this friend, I always tell her that she brought me to all these amazing gay spaces. And from that moment, I started to live in like a double life. When I was... Why are you laughing?
No, it's so nice to hear.
Yeah, you think? So I was like, living this double life, I was going to study in Valparaiso, and I will started to like hook up more with men, and I met my first boyfriend, and then I will go back to my hometown, and then I will live this like very straight life. And I think even now, when I go back there, it's kind of like living a little bit of that life, even if everybody know my actual partner, and they have met him, but I don't think they don't really know how my journey went. And actually, this is the first time I talk about it openly, publicly. So this is an exclusive for you, Heidi.
Okay, wow. I feel so honored. So let's throw it back to little Miguel. He's growing up. He knows he likes boys. Do you remember your first crush or first time you felt butterflies and you were like, oh? Okay.
Yes. It was with a classmate, and we were like probably like 14 or 15, and we were like fool around a little bit.
What?
I know.
How old were you? Sorry.
Probably like 14 or 15.
Okay.
15. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't know that it was a crush until later on in my life.
Okay.
That I understood that was actually a crush.
So what was the fooling around?
The fooling around was, I will say, I feel very embarrassed. It was very
You can use code words if you want.
touchy penis and very, sometimes BJs.
Okay.
I know.
You know what though? Like, it does happen at school for some people at earlier ages. Like in the UK, I think the average age people lose their virginity is actually 17. That's when I lost my virginity. I was 17 years old.
Right on the spot.
Yeah, good girl, despite what everyone else thinks in my life. But for especially Latin countries, this is only what I've heard. This isn't based on any data, any statistics, but it does seem to be a little bit lower.
Ooh, I do think that could be true.
Especially with like also Southern Europeans like French, Spanish, Italian as well. I've noticed that.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think it's related with socioeconomic backgrounds and how people educate themselves. And unfortunately, in South America, yes, we're still fighting to get better education and better education related with sex. So there's a lot of misinformation, and there's a lot of, unfortunately, I don't know how to say it in English, but there is a lot of people that are coming from a working class status, I would say, and obviously being from that background, there is, how can I say, the behavior of people, it's not very informed, so there is more sex, casual sex, which it's not very well seen because it's a lot of harassment.
So on the outside it might look liberal, but when you actually zoom in and look on the inside, it's kind of forced by almost people feeling oppressed by the day-to-day life, and they take it out maybe on the wrong people and harass them.
Yes.
Okay.
I think so, but I think we're trying to change that, but it's I think it's very interesting and very complex, but I think it's all related with how people live.
Well, also knowledge is power. So when people say, oh, I'm not letting my child sit in sexual education, they're far too young when they're, let's say 12 to 16, when they're learning about that stuff. I think that's absolutely batshit crazy bonkers, because if you have more knowledge about the decision you're about to make, you know absolutely everything and you're armed with all of the facts, your child is going to make 10 times a better decision than they would without that information. So that makes me think of what you just said, because there's like a lack of education sometimes, and even from things of how does that make you feel, how would it make you feel, rather than the anatomy of the situation. I think that would it would benefit people way more to know everything, know that they can say no, know that they can say yes, know that they can do different versions of it, and all the fun stuff, but also all the really important consensual stuff about emotional well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what we're aiming. I think the new generations are being more open and talk about it, but it still feels a little bit backwards. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Really deep today.
Deep.
We like going deep, don't we?
Deep until it hurts.
Okay. Do you think the queer community is divided more than ever right now?
Whoa. So I choose to be hopeful, and I always choose to see the bright side of things regarding with the queer community, because it's very easy to say, no, we are super divided more than ever. Everyone is like pulling it on their side. What happened with us, and complain about it. But yes, there is a little bit of that, but there's also so much more than that. there are people out there that are trying to make this community come together. There are activism, there are so much support now with our trans sisters and brothers. We are all trying to fight against the government. There was so much union. So yes, there are little divisions of people that unfortunately they haven't experienced what it's like to be part of a more united community. So they choose to separate us more. But there's so many other people, which is most of the people, that fight for our queer community to be one every day.
I actually think it's the straight men who are trying to divide the queer community, because they know that the girls love the gays and, you know, love the community, because we feel safe as straight sisters around the community. Because even when I go to like GAY, which is a big gay club in London, I feel so safe dancing. No one's really interested in me. Sometimes like a woman comes up to you, but like you're in their environment, of course. So I think like straight men feel a little bit left out. Like, why are they all having fun together and I'm not included? Like, you can be included, just don't be a fucking creep.
Yes, we welcome all the type of communities in the queer community, including the straight hot men. So bring it on.
But also, you know that I'm kind of annoyed because they've made it into the gay clubs as well now. Like, the straight men are coming into the gay clubs, and like I go there because I don't want to see the straight men.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to like do my thing and have a fun time.
Yeah.
But they somehow have found out, you know what? There'll be straight girls if we go to the gay club, and then your community and your space gets diluted. Not fun.
So it's
maybe not everyone welcome.
No, I think it's a little bit of a complex topic, and it has layers, because I think we should all party together, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
So,
but like, it's annoying when they're coming to your stomping grounds to try and find pussy.
Yeah, and that's very sad, but you always need to give opportunity to people to be welcome to any type of environment. And if they behave badly, they're going to be kicked out, or they're going to be told something and they're not going to come back. But you cannot generalize and say that not straight people are allowed to the queer community, and vice versa. I think we all need to come together, and we need to have more compassion and be more open and stop the divisions. I hear so many of my queer friends say, oh, it's straight. Oh, it's not queer. Oh, I hate straight parties. Oh, and when I was growing up, I never separated both. So between all the divisions, I call to all my queerdos to welcome everyone.
Yeah, everyone's welcome. It's choosing to see what we can do together rather than what we can do separately, which I really like about your message.
Yeah.
Like, you have to look that way. And if they start annoying us, we can just get a big bear to kick them out.
Yeah. How sexy, a big bear.
So
woof.
I want you to break down all these animals and all these terms. So I think I know some of them, but I want you to give me an education. So we'll start from like the smallest to the largest. So what is a twink? I think I know what a twink is, but for the audience.
A twink?
In gay lingo.
Yes. A twink is someone that is youngish, someone that is slim, and someone that is kind of like a boyish look that is definitely between 18 years old and 28.
Okay, so
yeah,
it has an age.
I would say it has an age limit. Okay. And I was never a twink, actually. I will say, have you watched Heartstopper, or do you know the actors?
No.
Is Heartstopper the name? What about Tom Daly?
Tom Daly. But he's quite muscly. He's like a diver.
Yeah. So he will be, before getting super muscular, a twink. Now he's a twank.
Twank.
Which is a twink that is hunk. So a twink with muscles. But yeah, a twink is someone young, slim, and very boyish.
What's an otter?
An otter is a slim bear, which is someone that is hairy, with beard or not, but is probably slim and probably a bit kind of tallish.
So you're an otter.
I'm a meerkat, actually.
What's a meerkat? What?
So a meerkat is someone that doesn't fall in any of the other categories, and is someone very silly, quirky, and probably a bit off.
Okay, you are a meerkat, but like in the best way.
I am a meerkat.
What is a cub?
A cub is a young bear, which means it's someone that is not very tall. It's a bit roundy in the edges, hairy with beard, a bit masculine and very hot.
Who would be a cub?
What?
Celebrity-wise.
Like a young Seth Rogen.
Okay. Oh, I love that. He's like very burly, like.
He's kind of hot.
And then, of course, what's a daddy? I think we both know.
Whoa. A daddy. A daddy is someone that, no matter how old they are, wants to take care of their partner. And if they are beardy, hairy, and tall with nice hands and has a good job and a car and a Rolex, there's no way that could go wrong.
There's our little education.
Yeah, there you have it. Please don't cancel me if I didn't say it correctly, but that's my interpretation, darling.
Exactly. It's your lived experience.
So much experience.
So I'm going to test you now on one term that I just recently discovered.
Fuck.
Have you ever met or been a stone butcher?
Sorry, Heidi, I don't know what that means. No.
What do you think it is?
I think it's that they grab you and fuck you without douching.
Without touching?
Douching. When you clean your bottom to have anal sex. Douching.
Douching. Actually,
It's not that.
It's not that, but I can see how you would think it might be that. A stone butcher is someone who's dominant on top, but just gives and doesn't get. So he's there to give things, be alpha, be the boss, and doesn't want anything back. He just does his thing and then he exits. Ha.
Wow. That's so hot. You know, in the queer community... Woo! Woo! It's getting hot here. In the queer community, there is like a lot of people that don't like the term alpha, but I think it's very hot. You know what? At the end of the day, there is a lot of kinkiness on that. And generally, it's not someone that you will want to have a relationship with. It's just more like a kink and something very sexual. Just feel like you're just a hole.
Just something for experimentation. And what is all this about being a power top, a power bottom? And what is it all about?
So that's just like the rainbow of the beautiful life of being a queer, which you can find in this little jungle. You can be a dom top, someone that is kind of like an alpha, but you can also be a dom bottom who is gonna dominate the top and is gonna tell him how he wants to be fucked and how hard.
But what is this power about? Power top, power bottom. Like, what is is it just they're really athletic and it's like what's the power about?
The power about, yes, is who dominates the intercourse in terms of how the intercourse wants to be performed and how hard and how verbal you can be in the moment. So there are tops that they like to be told how they can fuck the bottom. And there are bottoms that they just want to be sub or slaves. And they want to just to feel that they're just holes to be filled.
What are you?
I will say that I'm not a slave. I can be very sub, but I like the dominant top to be also like a boyfriend. So we like the dom top boyfriend experience, which is kisses and choking and hard sex, but also with a little bit of cuddles and touchy. So that's very difficult to get.
You strike me as a tease as well. You like to do the mind games, but in a playful, nice way. Do you know?
Oh my God, Heidi, you're very good.
Go to the bar. Where are we going to? What's that place in Soho? The like gay strip club, Hunkermania.
Yeah.
You go to Hunkermania.
Hunkermania.
And you see someone across the bar, and you can tell he's interested. So you kind of brush him off a little bit. and you see if he buys you a drink. This is you.
It's me. It's being Americat.
Well, we're going to take a break and then we're going to jump into the news.
Woohoo!
This week, there was a video of the Russian man in Thailand having sex on the back of a moving truck with a woman. The lady apparently only got paid £40 for the ordeal, which is equivalent to 1,000 bahts, which is the currency in Thailand. It was giving Eagle, it was giving Titanic, it was giving like the Jaguar ornament on the car, the old one. Thoughts, feelings, what did you feel when you saw that?
I saw the video and
it was like this.
Yeah, I have no words.
Was it you?
So number one, why'd you agree to do that? And how it's that even allowed? It reminds me like those kind of horror movies when people go to a foreign country and they do whatever they want and then just they pay to the government to like silence their crimes. It's like I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right at all.
Who wants to do that? He was like, I want to ride around town with my dick in someone's vagina and feel like I'm in Jack out of Titanic. It's so weird. And it's also very like cringy to watch.
Yeah. And it's...
They must be into the adrenaline in the situation.
There are so many fantasies in everyone's head that you probably want to do. But if you want to do it, don't do it public. Is it publicly the word?
Publicly.
Yes. Because kids probably could see you passing by having sex in front of you, or like it feels very the exploitation of it. It's really I don't think it's right. And
I mean, they were doing it at night, to be fair, but they must have known that someone was going to see them on the back of a truck doing it. It was so weird.
Yeah, of course.
Would you even do that with like the person you fancy the most in the world?
No, I will never do that. No, I think if you want to realize your fantasy, do it in private, or no, I don't know, just go to like somewhere very far and do it there, but not in the middle of a city. Also,
when he jizzes, if it's outside of the woman, sorry for the word, when he ejaculates, imagine being the person driving behind getting that on your windscreen.
Oh, these mosquitoes are having fun.
What would your face be like?
I will be so shocked. But yeah, I think it will be a moment. Maybe like I'm thinking about something and it will make me realize something about my life. Maybe I need to get out of that city.
I know I was asking for a boyfriend, but... Like,
yeah, exactly. Semen on your window. No, I think that was very wrong. And it feels very exploitation to me. And I'm very sad that the girl said yes to that. And... It's not right, and I don't think it's funny. 40 quid for your life in the back of a truck to do that. No. And why we're laughing is not because of it. Like, that's bad for her, obviously, and we don't agree with that because there's certainly a culture in Thailand, like, if I give you some money, I can do whatever I want to you. But we are laughing at the idea of jizz going onto someone's, like, dashboard or something else. Sorry, we don't know what else happens. Back doors, all those like crazy America or Western men that go to Thailand, they want to unleash the beast, but we don't want to see it, and it feels very, very wrong for me. Yeah, they're just dying to show like the beast inside of themselves, but we don't want to see it. It's like, sorry. Yes, just send them to a volcano. And there's also those videos of when people like go to Thailand and there's the canteen areas where the tourists go around. It's just a bunch of like middle-aged men with silver hair with little Thai women. Yeah, and that happens. Like if you there or also even in South Korea when they go and see this pop girls, like there's always gonna be some perversion, and there's always going to be middle-aged men that unfortunately didn't have the chance in their life to be fulfilled.
So they'll travel an ocean to go and like, oh, it disgusts me is how much like men can be controlled with like women's vaginas and vulvas.
You can turn it to the other side and see and appreciate how much power the woman can have. Sex is power.
Woo! Okay, so moving on. Corsica nightclub is closing and we're very sad about it. Are you a big raver, Miguel?
Yes.
Okay. I am a raver too, and I've been to Corsica many times and I love it, but it's closing. Do you hear about this?
So I didn't hear about this until you told me. And did we do a little investigation?
I went there and I had a good time.
No, I mean, do you know why is it closed?
The word on the street is that it's closing because of new developments around it, and people are saying, oh, I don't like how noisy it is and this and that. But the argument is, fair enough, new developments, but you knew that place was there and you're draining the culture, you know, the nightlife. The thing that makes London is its nightlife, just so you can sit in an overpriced, sky-high, one-bedroom flat.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sad, and I think it's terrible, and I think that it shouldn't close. No nightclub should close ever. We should just apply and be compliant with the regulations, so we keep it government compliant.
Yeah, well, why don't we turn the flats into the club as well? You know, reverse.
I would love to, and I think a lot of people are doing that in London, like taking over this warehouse. There's so many afters that are not legal, but you know what?
Afters ever legal.
Right. Not in our houses. Woo!
What would Miguel's club look like?
Darling, I'm working on it.
Are you? Just give me a little taste.
Okay. The taste is the following. It's an immersive experience where it's just a selective group of people go to this little warehouse and there is a catwalk and there's a little kind of wrong fashion show for people who have been always in the outcast on the edge of life. And we just have a very good time. Just one last thing about the Corsica Studios. As I said before, I want to always pick the bright sort of things. And I want to say to everyone and to you, Heidi, that London is resilient. And no matter what happens, we're still going to rave, we're still going to party, we're still going to have each other, even if we want to try to separate us or closing down venues. London will always be the capital where everyone is welcome and all your dreams can come true. Okay? Period.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, strong hands.
Yeah, I do have strong hands for like small hands as well.
Hot.
Yeah, men love my small hands. Okay, so Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, who've been together for years, have divorced. I think it's after 20-something years. And he was there from the very beginning kind of her ascent into like megawatt stardom. People have all different kinds of speculations of why they're divorcing and, you know, what the issue is. And people think the general consensus is that he feels a little bit insecure that she's this, as I said, megawatt star. And she probably brings in a lot of the income, pays for the house. And like,
well, yes.
Now it's the last half of life into your 50s. He wants to maybe not feel less than, which is a whole thing to unpack.
I will say that if she wasn't happy in that relationship, it's the right move. And I'm sorry that, people break up, but that happens to everyone in every level of society, like super famous rich people, normal people, and that's okay. I think the whole idea of getting married, for me, it's I don't think it's the goal for me. I never believe in marriage. For me, marriage was always very political. Back in the day, if you wanted to make two families come together and put their lands together to be richer, you will marry your kids. So I don't think marriage should be the goal to be a healthy relationship.
But it's interesting because when you look at a heterosexual relationship with a man and woman, Nicole wanted to fight for the marriage and she felt a bit hurt and betrayed, apparently and allegedly. But with a man and a woman in a relationship, there is that thing of you always have to mind if the man feels emasculated, right? If you're a woman, let's say, not doing better, because it doesn't mean that you're better if you are providing more financially or you are holding things down in that way. But when you look into gay relationships, I've never really seen myself that kind of jealousy if one person is making a lot more money. There's no dynamic to play with that you have to deal with when you're in a heterosexual relationship. Because if you started earning more money as a woman and your husband felt betrayed by it, that's bad. But in a gay relationship, you know, sometimes it's like, great, more for us, let's share, like we're 50-50 partners.
I think, unfortunately,
I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right. And I think in gay relationships, if someone earns more than the other, it's fine. I think the problem sometimes in gay relationships is when one works and the other doesn't.
Yeah, we don't like that.
And the other one works so hard and earns good, but the other one is like with challenges, with issues, and doesn't get treatment or doesn't try to get over their own insecurities, how to confront the world, and it gets a very passive in his life or in her life. So that's a thing. But yes, you're right. I think in the dynamics of gay relationships, it's okay if someone earns more money than the other, as long as they're both aiming for the same goal. And I'm sorry that in the straight relationship, you're still facing that situation. It's ridiculous. It reminds me that episode of Sex and the City with Carrie was dating Berger, and Berger wouldn't be happy because her book was more successful than his book. Fuck that.
And he took it out on her.
Yes, and then he left her.
With a post-it note.
Oh my God. How unbelievable. And he wasn't even tall.
A burger's not even a burger. Burger's a little cocktail sausage. So now we're going to do some dating dilemmas. We've had you email in your queer dilemmas. So Miguel is going to read out the first one.
Oh my God. Okay, forgive my accent.
No, I love it. Play it.
I feel like my ex is stealing my friends in our breakup. That's the title. And then it starts, hi. If I sound harsh in the dilemma, I don't mean to. I'm just at my ends with and feel as if I have been pushed to breaking point in terms of being the better person and being more than cordial with my ex-girlfriend. Let's call her Ro. We recently had broken in early summer this year due to neither one of us seeing it working out long term. Although I thought we were really fond of each other, both of us are on different pages about our plans for the future. It seemed that we both maturely acknowledged whilst our relationship that started in lockdown has been beautiful and different from anything else we have experienced. We just want different things. It's one thing to find another lesbian that you like and have chemistry with, but it is another to make sure your goals and passions in life match up. Example, she wanted to move in together, but I'm in line for a promotion in Texas, and she's very much only wants to live in London. You get the picture. It was all just not in alignment. She also made the point of why the hell would she wants to move to a state where a good chunk of people are gay, but are so homophobic to the others who are open about their gayness.
That's a read.
Yeah. I get her point, but she probably wouldn't want to move anywhere. She can be a stubborn cow. Ouch. But here's the problem, and here's what is pissing me off beyond reasonable doubt. I have 3 months before I leave for Texas, and I can already foreshadow her hijacking our mutual friends. In fact, I can see it happening right now. Not only have I now found out that there is a separate group chat before I even left, but my other friend has let slip that they are all conveniently going on a trip to Barcelona by the time I moved. This felt extra nasty, calculated, and not in tune with the person I knew, especially since I begged her to go to Barcelona previously and said no because she's been there before. It's giving mind games, and it's really making me feel awful when I thought we handled everything respectfully. I don't know what to do or how to voice my annoyance. Part of me thinks she's getting off on this as some kind of retaliation. What do I do? P.S. Thanks for doing a queer one of this.
Wow, a lot to unpack. Oh.
First of all, you bitch, the girlfriend who's
Ro.
doing that. Ro.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Yeah, you're horrible. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this is not this girl's fault. Like, I don't know much about the relationship, but Ro can go and
throw herself through a volcano. No, we're not advertising suicidal.
She is definitely
behavior.
trying to get a rise out of you.
So I will just confront her.
Yeah.
And tell Ro, what the fuck, bitch? Why are you doing this to me? And I will call out all my friends and maybe reassess the friendships that I had. But it feels manipulating and gaslighting, and it feels wrong. And maybe it's good that you girlies are not together and you're moving to Texas to find real meat and real woman who wants to have sex with you, and don't do that.
Cowgirl.
Or like, yes, it's what is it? Backstabber. Like I'm very disappointed of Ro. And yes, it's good that you break up with her. Like, fuck her.
And I think if you're concerned about your friends who are in this group chat, they might not really know the severity of the situation. So just try to like stay connected to your friends if you can. I understand if it's a bit hard if your ex is still friends with them, but just think it as a positive. This experience will let you know what you need to know about your friends. Like, if they start leaving you out when you're coming back to the UK, you will know if they're your true friends or not, because the ones who are real will stay.
That's a very good read, Heidi. You know, like, we can always live and learn every day and push it forward.
Slay the day. Okay, so the next one is called I went to a techno queer sex party rave and not one person let me join in.
Ooh, ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, ooh.
Hi, Heidi.
I don't know why I did that. Sorry.
Hi, Heidi and Miguel. The title perfectly summarizes what has happened, and I am mortified by this. Recently, I've been trying to get into the sex party scene. Let's just say a friend of a friend, we don't know this friend, recommended one out in Hackney to me. As you can imagine, they're quite hard to find as they are invitation only. So I thought I'd give it a go and go to this one. The last time I was going to one, I chickened out. Upon arrival, I paid my ticket fee. Apparently, penis owners have to buy one. However, the women were allowed to go in for free. Yeah. Okay. I didn't like that from the get-go. It indicates that vagina is more important than penis, which I don't mind getting involved in. I'm bi, but I'm a big penis favoring loyalist.
What does it mean when he says that?
He means he's loyal to the penis, I think. Pussy is a palate cleanser for me, but I knew I might encounter one upon the event. I showed up, lingered at the bar before going into the rooms, and people seemed to be quite friendly. I was expecting for people to be getting on it quite quickly, grinder style, but the vibe seemed to be very mild and accessible, which let my insecurity rest. As the event went on, I then walked into a different room that had several designated sex areas with tape that you have to be invited across to demonstrate consent if you want to join in. I felt awkward asking if I could join in because other people were just being invited across left, right and centre. So all I could really do was watch. And that was pretty much what I did all night. No guys or even women made eye contact with me whatsoever, apart from one guy who winked at me as if he was balls deep into some other woman, as if he was taunting me. I left the event feeling majorly more insecure than when I entered. I'm extremely lanky. I thought that was what was putting people off there because all the men were big, bulky, Chad, daddy, alpha mask types.
Ooh, where's the dress?
It was meant to be a queer sex no tech rave, which actually felt like lots of straight people with one or two gay guys. Do you think it was because I was lanky, or was I being fussy, or was I just not putting myself out there enough? Thoughts and opinions, please.
What is lanky, first of all?
It's like a twink, like tall, slim, bony, no muscle.
And he's a
Lanky.
Okay. First of all, no, you are probably very hot and there is a market for you. People really love twinks. Okay. Second of all, I don't understand this party. What is it? It's just like it's a queer, so it's a queer rave, and there are dark rooms to people have sex. I don't understand. Do you understand the concept?
It sounds like there was like a rave going on by the sounds of it, if it's called a rave, and then they had separate rooms for the sex to go on, like a bar area that he stood at, and then he wanted to. It sounds like he's just going for the sex party, low-key, not the rave.
But what if it's queer? The girls are going for free and the men need to pay the ticket.
That's what I didn't understand.
So we need to investigate more about this party. But I'm just gonna be very direct, and this is tough love, because I want to encourage everyone to just go for it and don't pity yourself. And you just need to try. And it feels like you were very shy, but also there is a part of you that needs to like overcome that shyness and not just like feel left out.
Like, were you talking to many people in the drinking raving area? Were you connecting with people? Because I know like sex parties, I've never been to one, for full disclosure, but from what I can imagine, people would still want to have a little bit of a connection and a rapport before they jump in, right? Sometimes.
Well,
I don't know.
Not always, especially in dark rooms and the gay scene. Like,
Well, it doesn't sound very gay to me, this scene.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to understand if this was advertised as queer, and it wasn't, because it seems that there were a lot of like daddies and muscle bears, which it seems very gay. And it seems that if it was very gay, yes, muscle bears and daddies generally like other muscle bears and daddies. But if there were other women there, I don't know, they like all type of men. So I don't know what were your expectations, but I want to encourage you just to go for it and don't try to overcome your shyness and fuck the rules. Like,
I mean, the consensual rules.
Not, yeah,
No.
don't fuck, yeah. Please follow the consent, but like challenge yourself to like not be too shy. I don't know. It's because it's hard to advise, because I'm so confused about the night itself.
His last statement was, do you think it was because I was lanky, or was I being fussy, or was I just not putting myself out there? I as Miguel said, there's a market from everyone. It's not about how you look. Are you going to be everyone's cup of tea? Probably not. No one is. Maybe you weren't connecting with people prior jumping into the thing as much as you could be, or maybe it's just you went to the wrong event.
You definitely went to the wrong event. Fuck the event. Fuck the queer rave that is not queer.
Not much
Fuck
raving.
the daddies and the muscle bear. Fuck the people that didn't want to have fun with you. And also, yeah, fuck that party. Like, it wasn't the right event. I
Leave
don't
a bad
think so.
Google review.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you want, like, really go to, like, a queer sex rave, just to go to Germany, go to Berlin, and go to any queer party, they always have, like, dark rooms and everyone is open and have fun with it. Yeah. And also, maybe going with someone, going with a friend or someone you're seeing, like
a hookup.
Yeah.
But like, it could be quite alarming to go with like a life partner or something. But just someone you kind of fancy,
Yeah, that would be very hot. So it's not you the problem, it's them. But if you didn't feel completely yourself, maybe there's a work that you need to do to really push yourself forward a little bit more.
Next dilemma. This one is for you.
Oh.
Okay. What's the title?
The title is Deep, Mysterious, Haunting.
Haunting. Deep, mysterious, and haunting. Okay, let's hear it.
Last month, I met a guy at Q in Soho. I'm quite nervous and shy to go into gay clubs because I feel self-conscious when I'm dancing and a bit of a wallflower. But it was my friend's birthday, so I went out to celebrate with her. Trying to avoid the dancing. Who avoids the dancing? I went for a smoke halfway through the night and met this guy called ... Ugo.
Hugo.
Sorry, Hugo.
I like Ugo though. Let's use Ugo.
I don't mind saying the real name, whoa, because if he's listening, I want him to hear it.
Aye.
Oh. Bear in mind, I don't get out a lot and I'm usually shy. We seem to really click just from this initial meeting. We spoke and connected about how we are a bit socially awkward, our coming out stories, and how there was so much anxiety around it for us both because we are not typically camp presenting. That's pretty hot.
What, do you like someone who's a bit less camp?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I also love camp.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends. And also how we connected over hobbies and interests like D&G, parentheses, Dungeon and Dragons, close parentheses.
Is that hot?
That's very hot if the person is hot.
Okay. One of those.
I eventually spoke to him about some personal stuff to do with my depression, and which was unlike B, but felt natural. It doesn't hurt that he was physically 100% my type to a T. Bit of a nerd with a scruggly hair with blow-up lips.
Yeah. Ooh.
So
You have blow-job lips.
Thank you, Heidi. You too.
Oh no, I have small little lips. The
There.
paper lips.
But you're very good with
How do you know?
because I can sense it.
Okay, continue.
Okay, the narrative is already confusing to me for someone that is pretty shy. Okay. We talked all night long, share a kiss, and he even said how much he connected with me and has never connected the way he has done in a night out with me. Oh my God, swear to God, there's an episode of Sex and the City that talks about this type of guy. He asked for my number and I passed it over and said he would like to meet up sometime. He was very persistent, which was nice. Fast forward and it's Wednesday. When I'm writing this, and no text, no call, no message, no anything. I also know I put the correct number in the phone and handed over my IG too. That is Instagram. As I said, I don't put myself out there often, and I find it really off-putting that I owed my heart out to this guy for him to only air me. What was the point of call that connection?
I think that's all that connection.
I feel like an emotional whore. Hot. I really can't spot a fault from the night we met, and now I'm spiraling. How can someone make you feel so comfortable like that, then drop you like a sack of shit? Was he just humoring me?
Yeah.
Did I read more into it than I should have? I don't know and will never know. I have messaged on Instagram and still no reply. I'm very sensitive and anxious and feel it will haunt me since I'm already a hermit. My real question is, how do really assess people are genuine when asking you out? I don't, and to get my hopes like this. Help. Period.
How do I really assess people are genuine when asking you out? I'm sorry that you feel that way. Because it's so sad. Like, you know, people when they say words, you should be able to take them at face value. So I'm so sorry that this was you in this situation, because I wouldn't like it to be me in this situation. Like, I wouldn't like that.
I do see the size of both people.
What?
Yes, I'm sorry.
The other guy said see you next Tuesday.
The thing is, it's a night out.
Yeah, how do I meet my husband if I'm not like, it's serious, you know, when I talk to you, we're doing some serious shit here.
Yeah, but what happened if the other person is going through their own shit?
Yeah, but you shouldn't engage with me if you're doing your own shit. You should just keep that away from me. Like, only come to the table when you're ready with an open heart, you know?
Which is very unlikely to happen because everyone carry their own bags. So I want to encourage everyone to, yes, be yourself, be vulnerable, share your thoughts and open your heart whenever you feel like it. But unfortunately, it doesn't mean that the other person is ready for that, even if they show that in a night out when there's a lot of drink, dancing, and maybe some drugs.
They failed the test as well. Like, so this is not the person for you. They failed the test. They didn't contact you after. Like, that's the hard truth, you know, like if it was meant to be, they would have. So you probably wouldn't want this person anyway.
But what happens if the other person is interested but is also shy, doesn't know how to follow up with a message or had a very busy week? You know, we don't know what the other person is going through. So I would say never put too much expectations on someone that you just meet. It's
giving when you go to the smoking area as a straight, well, when I go to a smoking area and that girl's just wanting like, oh my God, babe, can I have your number? Oh my God, we're totally going to do that. Yeah. Oh my God, amazing. And then you never speak to the other person again. It happens that it feels like that's what's happened with a hint of fancying each other.
So I think it's very romantic to go to the smoking area and finally someone is talking to you and you fancy them and you share a kiss and you talk about many things that you have in common, and then obviously you want to see them again. But I always say this to everyone: this is London, this is a big city,
it's the streets.
Yes, everyone is going through some fun. I mean, you mentioned that you unfortunately are going to a very complex mental health situation, which is depression. And obviously that wouldn't help this narrative at all. Maybe the other person is going through their own shits too. So I want to just give you a perspective on try to not, put so much pressure on you, but also to give you a perspective of maybe the other person is going through something. And if that person doesn't text you, it wasn't meant for you. And it's better that it's cut that way, that seeing someone that at the end it's not gonna work and it's gonna be harder to break up from it.
And maybe just be a bit cunty with it. Like, you meet the guy, you click, and just say, look, babe, I'm having a mentee B right now. I fancy you and I don't want you to lead me on. So let me know if this is something physical, because I'm completely okay with that. Or you might not be okay with that, but you just articulate that. But if it is something you see imagine going up to someone in the smoking section saying this straight away. But just let me know which side my bread is buttered. Like, are we going to get married, or are you just going to take me home and we're going to knock boots? Like, which one is it? And then that kind of, you take the power back. And if you really aren't someone who likes to have sex just casually, then you have your answer. You just move on.
I do want to encourage you to see the bright side of this, because there's a bright side of this, and which is the person who wrote this is saying that he doesn't go out too much. And you prove to yourself that actually going out, you can meet people that you really fancy. So I encourage you to try to go out more, try to get out of your comfort zone, because you never know what's going to happen. And as this night has proved, you can really meet people that you think they're interesting and then you like physically, and then even you share a kiss. So if you look that side of the story, it was a wonderful night, because why? You put yourself to go out for your birthdays friend, and it's a very, very nice story.
And also, you never know what's going to happen on a night out unless you push yourself. I remember one time for my 24th birthday, like
last year,
like power had gone to my head. I was like in a very confident era of my life, and there was a man who I don't know how to say this. I wanted to test the theory of like
research.
Asking people for something and seeing if they'll do it for you. And I said to my friend, can I go up to that guy and just ask him for £100? And she's like, yeah, but what are you doing? And I went up to him and I asked him for £100 and he gave me £100.
And then what happened, Heidi?
Nothing. I just fucked off and bought drinks with it.
Well done, darling.
Well done.
I'm so proud of you.
But then
it's the power also of
and then I asked someone else and he told me to fuck up.
But you never know. It's the power of this city.
Fuck around and find out.
Yeah. I always say that London is a city where everything is possible, but you need to be willing to try because it's waiting for you, darling.
We love you. London.
We love London and we love you. And anything you need from us, just give us a call. Find me on Grindr.
Well, that brings us to the end of the episode.
Oh, Heidi, this has been so much fun.
I hope to have you back for round 2 at some point.
Woo! Thank you so much for inviting me. I was so happy when you texted me that you wanted to do this with me because actually it's the first time that I'm the guest in someone else's show.
Lovely.
So you just lost my virginity.
Pop your cherry.
Yeah, the cherry was very red and very tight.
So you can catch Miguel on Hoxton Radio, can't you?
Yes, every Saturday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. we have a show called Slay the Night where just play very canty music. We talk about the nightlife economy and we give you just the vibes before you go out, darling.
Okay, and you've got the podcast too.
Yes, we also have a podcast called Slay the Day and there's a lot of type of guests from famous drag queen like Jan Sport to people from the theater and like in every industry. It's pretty fun on Spotify.
What's your social media?
My social media is well Miguel on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay. And finally, to wrap up the whole conversation,
top or bottom?
Yep, from the top to the bottom, the way we like to do it, Miguel.
Yes.
What is sexy to you?
Sexy for me is a little bit of not showing everything at once, just like little details that you catch that really turn you on, and a nice wrist and a nice hand. Maybe it has like a sexy body for you, but it's kind of like cover. It's not like on a tank top, for example.
Demure
is hot.
Okay, there we have it. Thank you so much, guys. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Bye. Love you.
Bye. Bye.